Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm Combat Craig, and today we're talking about Pact Act presumptive conditions and locations, specifically the types of conditions that qualify and the places you need to be in order to be in a qualifying location. I'm going to focus on Gulf War veterans part, and then I'll make another one for Vietnam veterans. What does it mean to have presumptive condition for toxic exposure? To get a VA disability rating, your disability must connect to your military service. For many health conditions, you need to prove that your service caused your condition. In all of them, you do. But for some conditions, we automatically assume or presume that your service caused your condition, and we call them presumptive conditions. The VA doesn't automatically do anything. It's kind of funny, and yes, it is a presumption, and in this case, it's the nexus. The nexus is the link between your current disability and your symptoms and how you're going to attach it to service and get VA disability payments. We consider a condition presumptive when it's established by law or regulation. This is true. The Pact Act passed last year. There's parts in the Pact Act that affect us old school Gulf War veterans that got out in '91. So there was no law. The parts of this law didn't apply to us at all from '91 to 2023, and now they do. Basically, the presumption part is we don't need to prove the nexus. So this is a good point. It's all about the law and what's legal, and you stay in the law and do legal things, and that's how you win your claim. If you want to learn more about the VA claims process, check out my boot camp. And if you need medical evidence, like in this case where he's missing the nexus, hit up my med team. There's an email address in the description. If you have a presumptive condition, you don't need to prove that your service caused the condition. You only need to meet the service requirements for the presumption. So this means that you need to prove the diagnosis in order to get a claim service connected at all. You need a current diagnosis, and then you need a nexus. So the presumptive nature of this claim is the nexus. You still need a diagnosis, like go get it. It's asthma, get the diagnosis of one of the things on the list. And then the rating is going to come from the severity of your symptoms. You can get that by having your doctor fill out a DBQ. If your doctor won't do it or you can't find one that will, contact my med team. There's an email address in the description. Which disabilities qualify as a presumptive condition for the Pact Act for Gulf War veterans? There's a bunch of different types of cancers here. We have brain cancer, head cancer, kidney cancer, neck cancer, reproductive cancer. And as we're looking at this list here, two things are a big leap in my mind for as far as the VA is concerned. It says brain cancer, and then it also says head cancer of any type. So any type of cancer in your head, that's big. Usually they make it very specific in a body part. So they did that to head cancer, neck cancer, and reproductive cancer of any type. So if you have one of those, make sure you have a diagnosis, and then your ratings are going to come from the severity of your symptoms. Review your DBQ and the rating criteria for your condition so you get an idea of what you're going for. And then the nexus is replaced by the presumptive nature of the condition. So that covers the cancers. Here's a list of illnesses that are also presumptive. A lot of veterans my age have asthma, COPD, rhinitis, sinusitis. Those things are all on the list now. So if you have your diagnosis, you have the nexus already. A lot of you guys have filed claims for this and been denied because the nexus wasn't there. This is a change in the law. So you can file a supplemental claim and open that claim back up, and then you will win it now if you still have that current diagnosis in place and you're at one of the locations. Be specific with the diagnosis and make sure your doctor writes down the diagnostic code. Now we need to talk about locations. So burn pits, they're in every location. Burn pits have been around since Rome, or I don't know who was doing, Napoleon or Genghis Khan. Like everybody's been burning stuff. This is nothing new. What's new is the DOD is admitting that we have burn pits, but only in specific places. Again, this is just for Gulf War veterans. So let's look at the batch of veterans from the most recent Gulf War. I'm going to, for simplification purposes, I'm old school Gulf War veteran, so we'll call it old school and new school, even though you guys are in your 30s and 40s and you're not kids. So Afghanistan, Djibouti, Egypt, Jordan, Lebanon, Syria, Uzbekistan, Yemen, and then the airspace above any of these locations. One thing to note, and this kind of helped me with my claim, they just drew a circle. So it was the airspace above and the sea around. In the PACT Act, it just covers the air above. And then if you're old school Gulf War veteran, August 2nd, 1990, these locations: Bahrain, Iraq, Kuwait, Oman, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Somalia, the UAE, and then again, the airspace above any of these locations. So you may have been close, and I was. I was in Turkey, and it's not on this list. And when I initially saw it 20 years ago or whatever, I was thinking, that sucks. I don't qualify. But I was kind of conflicting, and I didn't really understand what I was looking at, because on my DD-214, it says that I was in a combat theater in Desert Storm, but Turkey's not on this list. Airspace above, sea around. That's what did it. They actually put a compass down over Iraq and then just drew a big compass. So everybody in that compass fell into that thing, but even to this day, they still haven't updated it to do Turkey. So you may qualify, but check. And DD-214 is probably your easiest, best bet to check. If it's stamped right on there that you're a Desert Storm veteran, you probably qualify. All right, so that's the combo. I gave you the list of disabilities, and I gave you the locations. If you fall outside of any of those, you have a disability like asthma, it's not going to be asthma, and then it's not going to be a presumptive condition. And then if you're in a country like one of the ones that were listed here, using Turkey as an example, you may have different circumstances. If you're a combat veteran, it's going to be on your DD-214. But for the PACT Act, I wouldn't qualify because it's not on the list. For proving my combat PTSD claim, it worked because I'm a combat veteran, because they stamped it on there. Not a label that I want or signed up for. I just got it. That's what they call me. So whatever. Guess I'm a combat veteran. Great. It makes no difference. All veterans are veterans. We signed up to do the same thing. Some of us died. A lot of us did lots of different things, right? We did what we did, we got out, now we're broken, and the VA has to pay for us. If you want to learn more about the VA claims process, check out my boot camp. And if you need medical evidence, like in this case where he's missing the nexus, hit up my med team. There's an email address in the description. Remember, when you're filing a VA disability claim, you earn these benefits. You signed on the dotted line, unlike 99% of the country. They were taking bong rips while we went and handled business. So when it comes to filing VA disability claims, you earn these benefits. You served, you deserve. It's not welfare. It's not a handout. Don't worry about the noise. Other veterans saying things about how your disability might be worse than theirs. Or it's not a comparison contest or a dick measuring contest. Just focus in on you. Figure out what your disabilities are, file your claim and win, get the rating you're supposed to get, and then don't tell anybody about it. It's the easiest way I found to do it, and I get it. I'm on YouTube talking about it. So in my case, and I hope you guys get this, this is what I do. Once I figured out how the VA works, I had to share it with everybody. That's why I started the channel. So do as I say, not as I do. There's going to be a couple of you in there like, why are you on YouTube? And that's social media. Yeah, I understand that. I do this on purpose. I make these videos. And I am well aware that I'm putting a target on my back because the VA hates me, because I'm costing them lots of money because I'm teaching you guys how to win. So go in, and I'll see you in the next video.